Hey guys, this is Ludwig. I hope everybody is enjoying their weekends, and it's starting to snow in a lot of places, so be careful about that. Today I would like to introduce you a new concept, or not entirely new, but a known concept. It's called Long-Term DPS. So mainly our goal is to find which characters are the best for GRE for your main DPS. Now this is different from asking which characters you should have on your bench, because they don't need to regen. We're asking which characters you should always have outside on the field, so that you can regen them. And there are flaws with just using DPS. So first of all, it does not account for your capacity, so how many SS3s can you do, and it does not account for your regen speed. Also DPM, it sounds like a better measure, however, the DPM on Ratson's calculator has a few obvious flaws. First of all, in its list, well, if you check the DPM list on non-elements, I don't see Fatal Bullet Shield at all, and she's supposed to be up there for super high damage per minute. So I think first of all, the sniper DPM is bugged. Second of all, there are a few weapon types that are overrated, such as the dagger and auto rifles. So I believe this is because Rat Sounds accounted for the high combo building from dagger and auto rifle. However, just for GRE, we shouldn't be doing that, because we basically already hit 200 combo after the first parry, so there's not really point in building combo after 200. So I'll be building my own list according to my own measure of long-term DPS. And warning, it's a long video, so for those who just want to see the best units, please skip to the time mentioned. But if you want to understand the selection process, please continue and watch. So please let me introduce a new way to calculate long-term DPS. It's very simple. So for any unit, I just calculate how long it takes to do an SS3 and also how long it takes to regen that SS3 back, whether it's 90 MP or 108 mono. And let me find the sum of those two times, and I'll call that the total time. Then we just do the SS3 damage divided by that total time, and that's how we get long-term DPS. So what are the advantages of this defined value? Number one, I account for the regen speed of a weapon. So for example, Anniversary Kirito 2018 takes 1.42 seconds to regen an entire SS3 back. And lower regen time will give you higher long-term DPS. Number two, I include the SS3 damage. So higher damage gives higher long-term DPS. And finally, the duration of the SS3. Needless to say, a faster animation gives higher DPS. So basically think of a unit that starts from 0 mono, and we will be calculating how much damage that unit can do just by constantly regenerating MP and using SS3 whenever possible within a set amount of time, and that will just give us a good measure of long-term DPS. A few things to note, however, so I'll be using the duration under combo speed up, so of course it's long-term DPS, so we're going to be using 50 combo values. And I hope you guys already noticed this, but in multiplay, the acceleration is weaker than that in single play. And it's also the main reason why frame lock is so much weaker in multiplay, just because the acceleration is weaker. So in multiplay, the acceleration is only 2 times, and single play is 3 times, so I'll be using the 2 times acceleration values instead of 3 times, since we're, playing under GRE multiplay. But of course, there are disadvantages for this proposed model, and they are the following. So number one, I don't account for any combo related stuff, so we're not supposed to again anyways. Number two, I don't account for the pausing animations of 6 stars. And I hope you guys have seen this before, but sometimes your 6-star SS3s in multiplay, they don't pause the timer, and that increases your SS3 time effectively by a lot, basically. And your character's like just stuck there for like 1 second. So that's just a nerf for 6 stars, however, not related to 5 stars. Number 3, I also don't account for auto attack damage, but it's negligible anyways, and it's barely different between characters. Finally, I'm going to assume that you have perfect skill. Unfortunately, there is, well, skill in regenerating mana faster, so I will just be consistently reminding you guys that some units are overrated if you're bad at regenerating mana. Alright, so let's start doing some math. And then, so the first step, we need to gather some regen data, and then I need to know how fast units hit and also how much MP each hit gives back. From that, I can estimate how long it would take to regen one SS3. And Dual Blade has the fastest regen, no surprise. So to regen 360 mana with a 380 mana Dual Blade unit, you need 5.68 seconds, which is enough for a 4 times SS3. So I'm hoping it's the same speed for both males and females, but I will just be using the rain example here. Now notice how I'm using jump cancels for rain, and this is specifically what I mean by theoretical fastest method. So for Dual Blades, there's just little punishment for not jumping, but for Mace, for example, if there's a very long ending animation after every 3rd hit. And with better regen skills, Mace will just be much better in different hands. And Sword is the slowest here. Well, no surprise, even with jump cancel, Sword is still the slowest. And then for Rapier and Dagger, according to my testing, they are exactly the same. So they both get 3 hits within 1 second, and then each hit is 15 mana for them, given the character has 375 mana. So this is why I said Rat Sounds had overrated DPM for Dagger. They should be the same. Next for Mace. So Mace has better regen than Rapier and Dagger, given that you're doing what I'm doing in the video. Finally, I just want to test Fatal Bullet Shino, and it's pretty easy to test her, just need to hit constantly at 50 combo. And so she regens her full mana bar at 6.17 seconds, and it takes 10 hits to do so. And here's the result. So regen time has nothing to do with MP, basically. It's just when you're near the boundary, you get slightly lower regen time. And as you can see, FB Shino has really good regen time. And here's a fun fact. Mace actually has better regen than Sniper if they both have combo speed up. But Mace has neither advantage for GRE, and then there is no meaningful Mace that has combo speed up. So fortunately, we cannot abuse that fact. And finally, those were the values for single player regen. And in multiplayer, it's actually half of that. So I'm going to be multiplying those regen times by 2. Alright, and the rest of the data can be taken from Rat Sounds calculator. I'm just going to start plugging values into my long-term DPS formula now, and we'll start announcing our winners. Our number 5 is... it's Fatal Bullet Yuuki. I was surprised myself after I did the calculation, but here we go. She is number 5. Her damage to DPS is still very good these days, and most importantly, she's 5 stars, so her SS3 is still considered fast since the other 6 stars get nerfed in multiplayer. With her combo speed up, she takes only slightly less than 7 seconds to regenerate her full mana bar. However, this could be overrated for some people. Alright, so next up, our number 4 is... surprise, surprise, Aincrad style Kirito. Although he's a sword unit, he does high enough damage to hold number 4 spot, despite taking more than 8 seconds to regen his full mana bar back. Again, you'll only see this potential with very good regen skills. Next up at number 3, we have... it's the new SAO Elizabeth, so new units are pretty OP. And this is probably highly overrated, but it's because if the Mace last hit is just very long, and if you can cancel that hit, her regen like suddenly becomes really OP. Her damage is okay as well, so she claims number 3. Alright, now we're down to 2 more, and probably everyone can guess who these 2 people are right now, and it was hinted before already, so let's go ahead and reveal them. Number 2, we have Fatal Bullet Shino. She benefits from combo speed up, Sniper Gen is super OP with that, and there's absolutely no overrating as it takes 0 skill to regen on the Sniper with combo speed up. Also, as a fun fact, you can regen faster by bunny hopping with normal snipers. Her SS3 duration is effectively faster than that of Aincrad Kirito and SAO Elizabeth, just because they get slowed in multiplay. And finally, her damage is still very decent. Also, she's a 5-star, so there's absolutely no way to lose time from pausing animations. Although this is given that you MP-LB her once, and then you have her at 360 MP. Alright, now number 1 should be an easy guess for all of you guys now. It's definitely Ultra Fast Dual Blade Kirito. I'm sure there's no question about him claiming number 1. Dual Blade Regen is still the strongest in the game. And he only needs just 1 set of autos for an SS3 and 2 sets of multiplay. Combo speed up is OP of course, and finally, even if you have bad skill, it doesn't really change his regen speed that much, because his last autos don't really have a leftover animation. My only concern is that his pausing animation could make him lose out against the head-to-head versus Fatal Bullet Shino. It's indeed very close, and his SS3 is still effectively only 1.25 seconds in multiplay. So if that gets increased to 1.7 due to pausing animations, he's just suddenly not OP anymore. And finally, some honorable mentions. 2017 anniversary Kirito is just behind Fatal Bullet Yuuki, so he's probably better than FB Yuuki if not that good with jump autoing. And the new SAO, Shield and Aslan, you're just behind 2017 Annie Kirito, so you're not too bad, but their low damage just makes them lose the head-to-head in terms of long-term DPS. Next up, we do have KOB Kirito just behind the SAO units. So KOB, he isn't that bad actually, but yeah, so he's still not your best choice for DPS. I think he'll be extremely good as a bench character though. Finally, I tried to find the best non-element out there, which is probably Christmas Yuuki, and well, she's still not comparable to anyone here. However, if she was non-element, she would be ripping everyone apart though. Alright, so at the end of this video, let's just pray that they give us this very nice Reaper back. And let's just go back to the glorious times when we could use the Unistrat. I still think this was the best GRE ever. Do you guys agree? Well, next ranking should be coming up soon, maybe tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. We'll see you guys once that next banner arrives. I already saw the the new Yuuki animation, and then it seems like she's way too fast, and she might do no damage at all, but we'll see. So see you guys next time.